So Josko, you recently recommended us for a BD position for one of your portfolio companies, Patera Biosciences. Why did you recommend CS Partners?
Well, I think the reason for that is primarily because we have been working together on different topics, and that allows us to see how much CS Partners can actually understand the needs of a startup. Okay, how does that compare to, let's say, what a large company may need? Okay, which is very different. Okay, and then also how to work with a particular management team and getting to the end result in an efficient manner.
Okay, great. And what was the experience like on, say, if you think about this search, for instance, and just your involvement with it? Well, where would you say the experience of partnering with CS Partners was like?
So I think the first of all, the topic was a little bit complicated, I would say. Okay, but I think we quickly narrowed in on a good list for open discussion. Okay, which I think allowed us to kind of iteratively between the hiring committee and CS Partners narrow down the actual group that we would want to interview. But it also helps in that interaction, for you to learn what the company is thinking, but also the search committee to sharpen up the kind of the message of what they're looking for. Okay, and then we ended up with an interesting set of candidates. Which led to even more interesting set of interviews, okay? Because as the whole thing unraveled, people that were initially thought to be on top of the list ended up at the bottom of the list, and so on. Okay, so it was an interesting learning process, I think, from both sides. And what was good for us in that was the fact that the candidates were all relevant, they were keen, okay. And that makes the interaction, much easier.
Yeah, great, absolutely. And tell me, what about in terms of if you were recommending CS Partners to other portfolio companies, friends, colleagues? Well, what are the things about CS Partners that you would recommend?
So I would say first is the fact that we have worked closely, okay. Allows us to see that you actually know the space, okay, which is important. And so there is no learning curve, okay. And one of the big challenges for people like us is, spending that learning process and getting somebody up to speed to understand what the company is all about or what the sector is all about. So that's first. Second is then the ability, because of the understanding of the sector, okay, the ability to quickly, advise which way the search may want to go. Okay, so give us some market feedback. Okay, because in some ways each company lives in isolation, dreaming about what the ideal candidate should look like. Okay, but that may not be related to reality or people that are out there. Okay, and then the final thing is actually I would say the speed of getting somewhere. Okay, because one of the biggest frustration is not the right word, but biggest obstacles is this a long period between the brief and something tangible. Okay, and I think that's where you do a good job, getting something to start the discussion. Okay, that discussion may end up with crossing everybody off that list. Okay, but at least it kickstarts the discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great, Josko. Look, appreciate that, and appreciate working with you guys and the support that that you show. So thank you very much, Josko.